Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. The Young and the Restless, Kyle and Claire play hooky. Nikki agrees to help Jack, and Sharon helps Traci connect the dots about Ellen. In a suite, Kyle and Claire wake up in bed together. He teases that she slept through her alarm. He couldn't wake her as she looked so peaceful. Claire exclaims that she's late for work. Unconcerned, he kisses her. He wants to make out, but she puts on the brakes. She's glad she brought a bag, so she have something to wear. Kyle invites her to bring some things to the suite and leave them there for next time. Or better yet, at his house. He can talk to his mother about closet space. Claire smiles when he says he's serious. He asks if it makes her nervous. She likes it. Kyle says, "So do I." He wants to show her every day how special she is, and how special this is. He has a way to do it right now. Kyle tries to get her to stay and call in sick. Claire is convinced to shut out the world, just for today. He knows she's worked nonstop and is probably ahead in her work for the day. He calls down for room service and Claire laughs. "You are incorrigible." They pillow fight and kiss. Nikki runs into Jack when she enters society. He asks her to join him and update him on how things are going at Chancellor. He's thrilled for her. She questions if that's true, or if he's putting on an act because they're friends. Jack squints at her, confused by the barb and her tone. They sit, and Nikki clarifies that she doesn't doubt Jack is happy for her. But it's complicated because of Billy. They go over the stress not driving her back to drink. Jack admits she's at the top of her game. Nikki revisits taking Billy's place. Jack tells her he loves any chance to rail at the mustache, but this situation isn't one of them. Nikki's surprised by him passing up an opportunity to slam Victor. Jack admits he's fine with what Victor did, although not the way he did it. It made Billy take a long, hard look at himself. He thinks his brother has finally found himself and has let go of his grudges. That never would have happened otherwise. He's grateful Victor acted despicably true to form. Nikki thought she'd hear him say he was grateful to Victor. Jack points out that Lily's also back where she belongs, and Nikki's happy at Chancellor. She'll soar if Victor leaves her to do her thing. Nikki muses, all's well that ends well. Jack says not exactly. Victor has to leave Claire and Kyle alone. Only then can there be peace between their two families again. Nikki warns that convincing Victor to leave Claire and Kyle alone won't be easy. She hates that he's being so stubborn about it, but he thinks he's protecting her. Jack warns he'll only push her away. He complains that Victor doesn't want him to be happy, and if that includes his granddaughter being collateral damage, so be it. He wants Nikki's help to advocate for the young lovers. Nikki coos. "You are so romantic, Jack Abbott." She's all for supporting true love, but if this all crashes down, she'll be the one who has to face Victor's wrath. Jack asks, "Since when are you afraid of Victor's wrath?" In their suite, Kyle warns Claire they have to let the bosses know they're not coming in before they can enjoy their breakfast. They pick up their phones to send texts. At society, Nikki tells Jack she can handle a tantrum or two and will do whatever she can to keep Claire and Kyle from harm. Their phones ding and Jack says Kyle ate bad clams and can't come into the office today. Nikki clucks at the coincidence. Claire seems to have eaten those same clams and can't come in either. They smile at young love being divine and decide to let this go. In their suite, Claire and Kyle each get texts saying, "No worries." Claire fears they're busted. Kyle suggests they make the most of it and feeds her. She grins. "More please." He obliges. They go over this being her first time playing hooky. She's enjoying it a little too much. This can't happen again. Kyle mocks her. Absolutely not. She hedges. Maybe every now and then. He pulls her into his arms, and they start kissing and fall onto the bed. At society, Nikki is glad she and Jack are good. He'll always be honest with her. She will always be honest with him too. Jack quips, even if it means betraying Victor's trust. Nikki hopes it doesn't come to that. At the GCAC, Summer and Nick ask Phyllis what happened between her and Sharon. She says they talked, but has to be prodded for more information. Phyllis says they talked about how much they love their kids and how they'll leave their anger and rage on the clinic floor and move on together. Summer muses, "So, friends." Phyllis says not friends, but not enemies. "We don't have to label it." Nick is very proud of them. Summer agrees. Phyllis laments that she let hate rule her world. She used it as a source of strength to protect her family, but only ended up hurting those she loved. Summer tries to downplay it, but Phyllis doesn't want to be let off the hook. It consumed her. Nick thinks it's courageous for them to work through all of this together. Phyllis says the past is a hell of a mirror to look into, to see all of that anger and rage looking back at you. Seeing the truth of herself, she wasn't expecting it. Summer urges her mom not to get down on herself. Not only is she taking responsibility, but she's showing up to repair the relationship with Sharon. Nick agrees. He's been in the thick of it with her and Sharon and played his role in it, but he's seen how it hurt them both. Phyllis acknowledges that he's played ref many times. She warns them not to nominate her for sainthood. It's baby steps. Nick has seen how these past few months has taken a toll on her and Sharon. If this helps them find peace, they're all for it. Phyllis won't have peace until the person who did this to them is found and captured. Phyllis tells Nick and Sharon that their talk the other day really helped. Sharon saved her life. When push came to shove, she did whatever she could to save her. Nick says, "You saved her life too." Phyllis always thought she was a good person, but she didn't see that in Sharon. She'll admit that Sharon wasn't in her right mind when she framed Daniel. She was a victim like the rest of them. Summer thinks this new view must have meant a lot to Sharon. Phyllis says it did. She confesses she's still having nightmares. All this dread is still lurking. Nick assures her she's doing everything right by controlling what she can and taking ownership of her emotions. Phyllis repeats that she needs to see whoever did this and look in their eyes and tell them they didn't win. Sharon comes out of the kitchen at crimson lights and finds Traci frowning in deep thought at the counter. Traci's surprised to see her after what she and Phyllis endured. Sharon needs to work. Traci's grateful. They're both home safe. Sharon won't feel safe until the maniac who kidnapped them is put behind bars. Traci can't imagine what kind of person could do something so monstrous. Sharon confides she's still having nightmares. Traci apologizes for bringing it up again. Sharon assures her that talking about it helps. Traci is willing to listen. Sharon will join her for coffee. Traci sits and Sharon pours 2 cups and joins her. Traci says Kyle told them that she and Phyllis were held captive at an abandoned psychiatric clinic. Alan would have a field day with their captor's choice of venues. Sharon thought the same thing. The captor must have had a background in psychology. It makes sense as the mind games they were forced to play were clinical, as though they were devised by someone who knows how to manipulate behavior. Traci looks disturbed. Sharon says he or she was all about controlling them and playing God. They never saw their face, just a voice coming through an intercom. Traci asks about the mind games. Sharon says they were forced to solve riddles and play the game to survive. Traci finds this all so frightening. Sharon confides that they had to save each other's lives and the only way was to solve the riddle correctly. Traci exclaims, "What kind of monster does something so sick just for their own entertainment?" Sharon explains it was a psychological experiment. They were nothing more than lab rats. It kind of seemed like they wanted them to resolve their issues. Whoever it was had very specific information about their history, which led them to think that their captor may have known them. Sharon notices Traci's engagement ring and gushes. Traci says she and Alan are engaged, but it's hard to be happy when people she cares about have been through such a horrible ordeal. Sharon assures her that the maniac specifically came after them. She hopes Traci's not worried about her own safety. Traci just finds the whole thing so horrible and bizarre. Sharon admits it's been one blow after the next lately. She'll focus on the silver linings. She and Phyllis worked together and saw the good in each other. Traci likes hearing this. Sharon confides that they nearly died twice and tells her about them setting off the alarm that triggered the gas. Traci flashes to the notification on Alan's phone that said, "Remote device unexpectedly detached. Gas expulsion stopped." Traci asks, "You were intentionally gassed?" Sharon nods. If Nick and Chance hadn't got there when they did, she and Phyllis would be dead. It never occurred to them that their captor had set precautions in place in case they tried to escape. Traci whispers, "Deadly precautions." Traci thanks Sharon for sharing her story with her. Sharon actually thinks it would be very helpful if she and Phyllis could speak to Alan about it. Traci balks, "But you're a trained professional." Sharon can't psychoanalyze herself. Alan is just so insightful and brilliant. He might be able to help them catch the kidnapper. Traci explains that he's in Paris right now. Sharon asks if she thinks he'd make time for them when he comes back. Traci's sure that he wouldn't mind. Sharon thinks that Alan did so well helping her with the hypnosis that he just might be her lucky charm. Traci hopes they catch this person soon. Sharon says no one is safe until this madman is taken off the streets. Sharon joins Phyllis, Summer, and Nick at the GCAC and everyone chirps, "Good morning." Phyllis remarks that it might be challenging to make this new world order happen. Sharon asks if she's having second thoughts. Phyllis assures her she's ready to make it happen. Sharon hopes their kidnapper will be flushed out from under whatever rock they crawled under. Nick admits he was nervous leaving them alone at Crimson Lights. He thought they might trash the place. Sharon teases that she and Phyllis have experience with that. Talk turns to Traci turning up at the coffee house. Sharon says she was so sympathetic she shared a bit of what they went through with her. She realized it was cathartic, and it might be helpful for Phyllis too. Alan is a genius therapist. He just might have some insight into whoever it was who took them. Phyllis is all for getting closer to the truth, and wants to know when they can talk to this Alan. Sharon says he's out of town for now, but he will be back. She enthuses. Wouldn't it be amazing if Alan Laurent was the key we need to help bring this ordeal to an end? At Crimson Lights, Traci leaves Alan a voicemail and hopes he had a good flight over. But she can't come over right away. "Why don't you give me a call when you get this? And I love you." She disconnects and wails, "This is not possible. This just cannot be." Jack comes in and finds Traci crying on the patio. She wails, "Oh, Jack, I need you to tell me that I'm losing my mind. I need you to tell me that I haven't made the biggest mistake of my life."